All right, let's see what's on the web today. Let's see. Any HHN announcement? Oh, wait a second. Monstrous number 2? It's a sequel house? Hello everyone, and welcome back to Exploring Attractions. My name is Scott, and you're watching your stop for all things theme park and attraction related. And if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below with those bell notifications on, and leave this video a like at the end if you do enjoy it. So, I was at Universal Studios Hollywood yesterday. I was filming updates and everything, and Murdy had been putting out teases saying by the pricking of his thumbs, something wicked this way comes, and then Horror Nights put out a tease with different pieces of, not concept art, but I should say art of what some characters are going to look like. I thought for sure there may be an announcement yesterday. However, it came today as Monstrous number 2, The Nightmares of Latin America, is officially coming as an original haunted house to Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood. We all know that most likely the Persian Courtyard would home another Latin American themed maze, because that's exactly what Murdy has been hinting at for the longest time. He talked about it last year where he said, if they keep the popularity up, then most likely we're going to keep doing these houses. And rightfully so. Monstrous was popular last year. Monstrous was one of my favorite houses of all time, like top 5 in all the years that I've been going. And now they have done a sequel, which honestly I was not expecting. I was expecting this to be a completely different theme. No, they're doing a sequel, Monstrous number 2. When was the last time we actually had like a number 2, other than like the actual movie sequels, but a house titled number 2? That's crazy. Monstrous number 2, The Nightmares of Latin America. So this will obviously surround 3 different urban legends, but there'll also be Muerte. Muerte is returning. Obviously, Muerte is, in Spanish, it's death. And we saw him last year in this Monstrous haunted house, Monsters of Latin America. This year, he's making his return. I'm sure he'll be outside again, or I'm sure we'll see him like in the cemetery again, digging our grave, or some form. I mean, he's on the piece of concept art, or the key art, I should say, with all the different other urban legends. So Muerte is making his return, as we saw last year. And if you don't know who Muerte is, like I said, he was outside the facade, and he was at the very end of the house, for those unfamiliar with who he is. Last year we had La Letruza, we had El Cibon, and we had La Talalapuchi. Now, hopefully I say those right, because I know I'm about to say these urban legends wrong as well. I was lucky enough to take a behind-the-scenes tour for this house, and it was incredible. I mean, seeing the different things that they were able to pull off of this house, and seeing like a full-scale La Letruza animatronic was amazing, and I knew that it was going to be a hit. So when I walked through it at night and saw everything with the lighting and everything, it did not disappoint at all. Sometimes you see these houses and you see these behind-the-scenes houses, and you're like, yeah, that looks cool, but let's see if it actually looks good with characters in there and everything. It didn't disappoint me. I'm going to go on for Monstrous being like one of the best ever. But what exactly is going to be in Monstrous number 2? What urban legends will be featured? Well, 3 will be featured just like last year. We have El Cucuy, and we have had a standalone house for El Cucuy back in 2013. It was actually in the Persian Courtyard, ironic enough. El Cucuy is the Mexican boogeyman. If you guys grew up in a Hispanic family, then you may have heard El Cucuy's stories. And if you're a bad child, you may also have heard or encountered El Cucuy, because El Cucuy is one who comes to the children who are misbehaving, essentially, and the children who don't want to go to sleep at night. El Cucuy targets them. And we did get a look at El Cucuy. I'm assuming this is what the El Cucuy figure is going to look like, as far as what they put out from the Horror Nights Twitter account. And honestly, it looks terrifying. Like, they posted this one last night, and all of them have red eyes, I should mention. This one actually makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. It looks terrifying. And the El Cucuy haunted house back in 2013 was terrifying. Regardless though, El Cucuy will be one of the urban legends that is featured in this haunted house. Like I said, he's a Mexican boogeyman, to kind of give a brief description. And keep an eye out for John Murdy's Twitter account, and I'm sure he's already posted it already, but he will give a full breakdown of all these different urban legends in detail and his inspiration and everything. Another urban legend that will be featured in here is El Charro. El Charro, like every urban legend it seems like, or every different parts of folklore, He made a deal with the devil. He sold his soul to the devil in exchange for riches, of course. Now El Chato rides around on a horse. He's a tall, elegant man in an impeccable black suit made up of a jacket, a shirt, tight pants, and a wide-brimmed hat. And of course, he wanders in the depths of Mexico at night. But El Chato, I'm interested to see if they somehow incorporate the horse aspect into this. Will they have, I mean, like I said, this is just me spitballing here, right? The La Lechuza animatronic, will they have a horse animatronic and then an actual scare actor is like propped up like behind it or like on top of it, or maybe it's like a puppet or something? I'm just saying the possibilities are endless for this, right? Because I really think that they can do some pretty special things with Monstrous #2, considering how much stuff they experimented with Monstrous #1. I'm just saying, I wouldn't roll it out, to be honest. And we also get a good look of exactly how he's going to look from the key art as well. You can see him there right above Muerte, so that's kind of an idea of exactly how El Chato's supposed to look. I'm sure they'll do different like prosthetics and everything, maybe even some different makeup as far as like him making it look a little bit more scary as far as his character goes. And same thing, he'll have red eyes. So all these 3 different urban legends will have red eyes, kind of making it even 10 times more scary. I'm interested to see them put like some of them I'm sure will wear contacts, and I'm sure some will have like actual lights attached somehow in their masks that will blink at you when they're jumping out from their different boo holes and whatnot. I think that'll add to the effect, and I think that'll be really cool, because seeing them in the kind of images that they posted last night and the night before, they look terrifying with the red eye. Last but not least, and this is the one I'm going to struggle with saying, is El Cadijo. And I think that I said that wrong. I grew up in a Spanish family, however, I'm very whitewashed, so I'm sorry. But it's a supernatural dog. Like, it's a supernatural dog. It's shaped like a dog. There's actually 2 of them. I think that only one will be featured because one is good and one is bad. Obviously, I don't think that the good one will be featured in there. I think the bad one will be featured. Also, another one that we got a good look at, and also another one that's on the key art. I definitely think that they are going to bring puppets to bring this to life. We obviously seen the American Werewolf in London puppets. This looks pretty similar to that, although it has its own urban legend kind of twist on it. The red eyes are actually used to hypnotize people and hunts people at night. And this puppet is going to look absolutely terrifying. The way that they're going to be able to pull this off and everything is going to be terrifying, and should I say mesmerizing or hypnotizing? Is that the right word? Right? You guys get what the... Okay, you know, whatever. Anyways, the big reason why this urban legend is hypnotizing people is because he wants to steal their souls, essentially. And what good can come from that, really? So those are the 3 different urban legends that'll be featured as a part of Monstrous #2, The Nightmares of Latin America. And like I said, I'm sure Murdy has a whole different storyline that he has put together and pieced together on how they're going to be targeting different people and everything, and not just El Cucuy targeting the children and stuff like that. I'm sure there's a whole thought process that Murdy has, which I'm sure is already up on the internet as you guys are watching this video. So make sure you go check him out on Twitter, because he'll have the full breakdown. This will be located in the Parisian Courtyard. It's not confirmed at the time of me watching this video that there is going to be a scare zone at the end of it, although I would assume there's going to be a scare zone, and if there is, I'll put it down below in the comment section exactly what that theme is for that scare zone attached to the end of Monstrous #2. The facade going up right now looks amazing, and I'm sure that Murdy will also talk about the facade as well. And yeah, there's lots of different details and stuff added to this facade, so I'm pretty excited to see what comes of it in the couple weeks or so. Regardless though, HHN is going to be great this year. Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood is going to be absolutely amazing at Universal Studios. They already announced Dead Exposure Death Valley. Now they announced a second original haunted house in Monstrous, and I'm sure all the IPs will follow after that. So I'm very excited. We're going to do a full in-depth talk, and maybe Rob will be able to provide a little bit more detail. Maybe he's more familiar with the urban legends. And then we also have some other big haunt news, which we're going to talk about in a different video. So make sure to subscribe down below, those bell notifications on. Check out our Haunt Talk podcast, because we'll be doing like more in-depth talk about that with Rob from the Halloween Hour. And leave this video a like if you did enjoy it. But who's excited for Halloween Horror Nights this year? Let me know down below in the comment section. My name is Scott. You've been watching Exploring Attractions. Positivity is key, and most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace out, everybody.